Greetings and salutations and welcome once again to the Cables Crusaders live at the time from the Safe House. My name is, of course, David Barry at Dr. Barry on varying social media platforms. I am joined, it is the Two Crew Show.
The two shoe crew?
Thank you.
The Koshi Moshi?
I am joined by...
Not any of the other guys, because I'm the only girl currently on our crew. This is Amy. You can find me at IJURobot on all of the social media stuffs, things. It's universal, so usually it is me, unless it's on something like Grindr, then it's not me. Or Tinder.
Coming soon to you, Cables Crusaders on Grindr, Tinder, OkCupid.
Hi, Lizard.
All of them. Not
Yes.
for the reasons that... Anyway.
I think that went poorly for VGB, but we should have that talk off the air.
Well, you know what?
It was a fun concept.
I think we would do better. Anyway, for anything related to the Capeless Crusaders, you can find it at thecapelesscrusaders.com, your number one hub for anything Crusader related. We have blogs, we have our previous episodes. You can learn where we're at in our D&D campaign, courtesy of the Son of Mander, who is not here this evening, along with the Azorian one, Anthony Steves.
It's Daddy Daycare.
Skippin' Tosh, a.k.a. Existential Romeo, a.k.a. Calm Down Warning, Existential Legion.
A.k.a. Darth Vader, a.k.a.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. Curtis Fisher. And Tall, Dark, Not Ugly on everything, on everything. And Luke Bill, it's not an assumption because we have already had this conversation in a safe space.
We are in the safe house.
Anyway, so, interesting plan for this evening. We are, of course, still going to go around the horn. We're going to talk about what comic books we've been reading this week. We're also going to chat about a little bit of news, but there might be something happening while the news is happening. You'll just have to wait and see to find out what that is. That being said,
simultaneously, before we go around the horn, we should talk about our beautiful and lovely sponsors.
I keep forgetting about those.
Because I don't. Firstly,
Computer Booter, local computer repair, retro game, video game store, all the things, all of them. And then the Empire's Comics Vault, the comic book store. Why can't I point? There, here we go.
It's because it's not, it's over your head this time.
That's really difficult.
Because it's over your head.
Empire's Comics Vault, local comic book store.
Look at 1120 Fulton Avenue, Sweet K.
Pug
Sweet
Lounge,
K.
art reception gallery, hot sauce.
Pop Emporium. We got hip hop eponymous.
Actually, you know what? Luke Bill, you're right. I am a pretty lady.
Yes, you are.
And Corey and Tom in the chat.
We doubled down?
Y'all are cute as heck. Thank you for reminding me about our sponsors. Because I kind of forget about that. Because I'm so excited for what comes next.
Because you just can't hide it.
I can't hide it when I'm surrounded by comic books and comic book art and boxes and things.
And stuffs and things and boxes.
And action figures. I like to talk about comic books, which means I like to go round the horn. Yes, the buttons are working tonight for some reason. I don't know what
it's because it's us and we can handle this.
When we go around the horn, we go around the table in a circular fashion, except for the fact that we no longer have a circular table. We have not had a circular table ever on this podcast. We've always had rectangular, square, something or another.
It was a lazy Susan? No.
We never had a lazy Susan. We experimented with that. We barfed. So, we talk about what comic books we've been reading this week. Cut, take two. Amy, what comics have you been reading this week?
Let's see. I read at a baby shower, my gosh. It's the Comic Book Defense League Fund.
Yes.
Which was from Free Comic Book Day. It's kind of a little bit of a grab because Sharkbait, who knows exactly what happened. The baby shower, the request was to bring books and not cards. And so Sharkbait, who is my offspring, my spawn, decided that somebody didn't bring enough books and pulled out comic books out of her purse. So, mad props and shout-outs to that.
Raising them right, Amelia Pond.
On occasion. Because all I need is a good river song. I believe in you. So, it was good. I always love their books every single year for Free Comic Book Day. And I cannot wait for the next one. I usually like to hand out free comic book days. Free comic books. I also like to I'm going to try to do it again this year, but for Halloween.
Ooh, the free the Halloween comic book fest, the smaller yet still powerful free comic book day can.
Well, what you can do is you can actually order from your local comic book stores, and you would do it within the next 2 months. Packs of 10 of these different comic books that you can give out, and they're like wee baby ones. They're about this big.
Wee baby.
Wee baby. Other than that, I have been reading books.
Books.
I am currently reading a book by Pierce Brown. It is part of the Rising Sun trilogy. It's a little dystopian, little sci-fi, little Roman Greeky.
A little bit country, a little bit rock and roll.
Yeah. Am I a little bit country and you're a little bit rock and roll?
100%. Come on. Everyone is a little bit country in comparison to me.
Yeah,
For God's sakes, I was in a death metal band. There's no little bit country here.
It could be. Now I'm just tempted.
I do like Willie Nelson.
There.
And Johnny Cash. I like the outlaw country guys who aren't racist. So basically, I like 3 or 4 of them because the rest are racist.
Okay, so hey, buddy.
Hey.
Compatriot. Amigo. Friendito.
Compadre.
Friendo. But you were not a female walrus.
I thought friendo. Anyway.
Yeah, you can pull that one. I'm going to eat a frog out of this inconspicuous tin.
Yeah, there's not Jack Daniels in there. So I read some comics this week. If you go back, if you're watching this on YouTube, welcome to the past. If you're watching this on Twitch, hello. If you're listening to this in audio, you're all good.
To the future.
But what you can do is you can go back. We had a special bonus episode. It was 20 minutes long. It was myself and the son of Mander. And we compared Avengers #1 from a couple weeks ago to Justice League No Justice from a couple weeks ago. Compared the two because they were very similar. Not similar in the sense that they both restarted their teams. They both went different directions. They're both dealing with giant cosmic bad guys.
Boom shakalakas.
Boom shakalakas. And so this week I read number two of Avengers and Justice League No Justice. Not even trying to connect them back to that. So interesting directions. Both are kind of going different directions. I'm not going to spoil too much because I know
How do we like isn't there supposed to be a big baddie in that they left in a cliffhanger for Avengers?
Yes. I mean, it wasn't really a much of a cliffhanger because it's kind of like, oh, it's a throwback. It's 100% a throwback because who is, of course, responsible for the original formation of the Avengers? Is it Captain America? No, he wasn't even on the original team. Is it Iron Man? Nope. Is it Hulk? Thor? None of those guys. Ant-Man, the Wasp. It is, of course, because of, hey, Loki.
Because he is super low-key.
Yes. So Loki... No, that's the wrestler. Loki. He is the reason...
Not the horse.
Why the Avengers were started. So now he is the reason the Avengers are going to end because he has brought this final host. So...
He's hosting everybody, dude.
Yeah, a little kind of...
Why doesn't he host us?
Why isn't we could get some views and some likes? I'm gonna be honest. I was disappointed that it ended up being him. Like he was doing a monologue, which I thought was cool, and then it revealed like he was with them. I was kind of like, okay. I mean, I trust Jason Aaron like implicitly, so it's gonna be good. That being said, now No Justice is like super cool because they've all broken up into
no justice, no peace.
No peace, no justice, no what?
There's no justice, no peace.
They're getting the what do you call it? They've broken up into the teams
Hammer.
that Brainiac broke them up into.
Ooh.
And even though Brainiac is currently gone, and they're trusting him, and it's really cool because they're like them working through the process. Like the team is like Entropy, and they're like, how are we gonna do Entropy? Like, what can we do? Like Beast Boy's like, why am I part of this team with guys like Batman and Sinestro and Lobo? And he's like, what am I supposed to do? And Lobo's like, have you ever just wanted, like, when you're on the Teen Titans or when you're with these other guys, have you ever just wanted to let go and no one lets you let go? And he's like, yeah.
Yeah, because he's freaking Beast Boy.
And so...
he's with the heavy hitter so he can be a heavy hitter.
So Lobo's like, let loose. Be something scary.
So you're encouraging, cosplay you is encouraging wee baby beasties to get all up and crazy. Are you eating frogs out of the tin now, too?
Yeah.
How do you like them?
That was not the flavor I was expecting. Anyway. Oh, why are they like just got cream? Anyway.
Yeah.
So Beast Boy...
That's why nobody trusts my tins.
Beast Boy goes all out and turns into like this like amalgamation, like lion, dragon, like griffin, super
He tried
beast.
to pull like a Manticore jam.
Yeah,
Yeah, get it.
but he can do it, unlike the guy from Full Metal Alchemist, creepy and sad. So he goes like
Super
full on,
sad.
turns into a big monster, and they're basically like creating chaos in order to, in entropy, to basically fuel that side. Because the whole point is they're trying to create mystery, create magic, create entropy, so it weakens the wisdom side, so the wisdom titan doesn't eat the planet, because that's the whole thing, is like this titan's gonna eat it.
And
Which
he's
is
hungry.
exactly, which is really interesting. I'm actually really digging it, and we'll see if it's actually successful.
Can you
There was a
dig it?
reveal at the end of that one that I'm not going to say, because I think you should check it out, because that one's like a little bit newer.
Ooh,
So that is what I read this week. That being said,
congratulations.
thank you, appreciate it.
I'm so proud of you. One from each of the houses. I know Esteves. Senor Esteves.
Yeah, where's he at?
We'll be happy.
Yeah, where's the Zorian? Why isn't he in the chat right now?
I love
What
that
does he
there's so
have?
much family
2 kids?
Like I do.
Yeah.
Like
So-
there might be offspring in the chat and
No,
puppies.
not the band. No, that was
Aw.
that was a cat catapulting itself. So
Also, I agree. Lobo is the man.
Lobo is the man.
His
but
daughter is
he is
fantastic.
not me.
Currently,
So, speaking of Lobo, and speaking of his daughter, and speaking of all these other things, how about some news? See, that button didn't work.
that's why I'm
There
just
it
holding the frog.
And just start pushing every button twice. That's what needs to happen. So,
Apparently, 2 times is better.
oh, that can make sense. So, in the news this week, we have a couple of things to talk about. But, like I said, we're not just going to be chatting about the news, because we're going to combine our main topic and the news.
What? We're gonna multitask?
We're going to multitask.
Because there's 2 of us and we're capable of doing that.
'Cause
Also,
I don't know if
we're
you
really
guys
good at
are.
this.
I don't know if you guys are ready.
are you? I don't think they can handle the truth.
I don't think you're ready.
But jelly?
Manderson, can you handle it? I don't,
I don't think he can handle it.
Steve's, who's not in here, can you
Can't-
handle it?
I don't think he can handle it.
Tom, I know he can handle it.
Oh, hey.
he's
Wait,
tall dark.
can Corey? Can Corey?
Corey
handle
can handle it. That being said, ooh, hey.
Hey.
We're going to be good Twitch streamers, and we're actually going to play video games.
It is turtles. I'm eating frogs to support my amphibian brothers.
But these turtles,
They do it in the sewer with pizza.
so the only reason, I'm going to skip this because it's going to give me possibly an epileptic seizure. So the thing that you need to know about turtles, it has nothing to do with the news topic, but it does kind of segue into one of our news topics. So I'm going to get going in here. We're going to do a little one player because
Let me give you a little breakdown while he gets prepped. So we tried really hard to ensure that we would have like a badly face-offing thing in thingy. It wasn't really going to work. So instead, I am your colored commentator, also your annoying backseat driver. I am your favorite and worst sibling when you are trying to focus and beat people, and they're just jump over the thing. Just jump over the thing. You can do it. The buttons, push them.
Basically, I don't have a second controller that works.
No, but this is more fun. Also, it means chat. I can talk to you all day and drive him nuts.
So the thing, well, I mean, I can multitask. So the thing that, the reason that Turtles is relevant is because this was one of many iterations of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They
There's
had
also a
comic
new turtle
books.
book coming out on Wednesday.
Exactly. They had comic books, they had movies, they had cartoons, they had video games.
They have plush toys. They have not plush toys. They have a very Caucasian gentleman who gave them a rap song.
Yeah, but in the news recently, there's a bit of a, what do you call it? A bit of a hullabaloo
A hibba habla.
in regards to a certain remake, relaunch of a classic 80s cartoon. And I'm, of course, referring to...
wait. Should we go ho?
Oh!
Thundercats? Thundercats?
Well,
Thundercats?
I was going to say,
Ho?
not Hacksaw Jim Duggan. But, yes, so the
Nice.
Thundercats are getting relaunched.
And
And
they
it's
look
called
like-
Thundercats Roar, and it looks like Steven Universe.
No, I think it looks more like Craig of the Creek or OKKO, which comes out of the same family of Steven Universe.
Yeah, so they all look
Stop.
really...
Hit them with the thingy. Give them the stomach cramps. Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. He's touching you in the no-no space.
These are foot soldiers. So, Thundercats Roar has been announced, and it's supposed to be a very kid-friendly Thundercats reinterpretation. And of course, fanboys are up in arms because fanboys are annoying.
Well, why do you think?
Well, I get why. I don't get it. Oh god.
No!
I forgot about that part. I haven't played this game since I was like...
Sorry, you guys, for audio. I try not to get too hot.
Yeah, don't...
Oh no, I'll watch my levels.
So,
Are you up in arms?
I am not up in arms, no. So, I know
Why doesn't it hurt the feet?
there are a lot of guys, because they're evil. So I know there are a lot of people who are like so incredibly ingrained in the nostalgia that they get angry when anything happens to their nostalgia. When something comes out as new that somehow offends their nostalgia and isn't an exact recreation of the thing that they loved, they get angry. And for the most part, I completely disagree and do not understand their thought process. And this is another one of those instances where they're saying, oh, it's for kids, it's ruining this thing, it's an affront to the 80s cartoon, which I'm sorry was cheesy as all heck because it was the 80s. And even the 2011 remake, well, the 2011 remake was visually very impressive.
I liked Will Friedle. Don't get up on my Mr. Squirrel.
I loved the 2011 remake, but that being said, the whole point... Oh, wow. God, ow. The whole point is, if you don't like something, if you don't support it, if you don't watch it, if you don't buy comic books, you're not going to get those, great comics still being created.
You're not going to get the content that you want unless it's being driven by different markets.
Exactly. And I'm going to be 100% honest.
100% honest on the internet?
Honest.
Can we trust you?
You're only going to get new cartoons like this geared towards...
The younger people.
The younger kids, because the kids buy toys. Yeah, there are some
they
older
have expendable income.
There are some older guys that will buy the toys, dang it. And they might, be a relevant demographic for these people to go to. But I'm going to be 100% honest. Again, in the grand scheme of things, they're not the target audience. You're no longer, if you're in your 20s and 30s, you're no longer the target audience for cartoons.
I'm not special anymore for cartoons?
You are. You're just not the focus. Which is okay. You have all these amazing things from your childhood.
That's why I get, I get The Simpsons and Family Guy and American Dad.
Exactly. And you know what? If you think that somehow...
and Bob's Burgers.
If you think that somehow... the 1980s Thundercats is going away because of this cartoon. It's not. You can buy the DVDs. You can still support the original creators. You're just not going to get a new version of the 80s one.
You're not going to. I mean, that's the same concept that you're running into that Misfit City. There's a book called Misfit City that is basically an almost all-girl remake of The Goonies. Mm-hmm. Which, if you haven't read it, it's actually really good.
It's terrible.
I know that you're just going to keep reading it. And I love them. So... I mean, I see where they're coming from. I love the 2011 remake because it was visually stunning.
It was beautiful.
I have a hardcore, massive crush on Will Friedle. Nerd on, if you make that happen. Woo. Woo. And with this, I understand that they're trying to bring some life back into it, considering also we have She-Ra that just was announced as well.
That looks very not serious. Looks cartoony, which isn't a bad thing.
Well, also we have Noelle Stevenson is a showrunner who we love. Noelle Stevenson. She's Nimona and Lumberjanes, and I know there's a couple. There's more than a couple people in the chat that probably read Lumberjanes. Wink, wink. You know who I'm talking about. So I'm excited to see how that turns out. But she was also responsible for Wander Over Yonder on Disney XD, which was very cartoony and stylized. It might not be my favorite, but I'm willing to give it a chance overall just to see, even though, like, if it runs the full gamut, like Teen Titans Go, I don't know if I'm going to love it as much as I do. Though, I have to give mad props and shout-outs for them maintaining the original voice actors from the original Teen Titans. Because I appreciate that.
I don't think we're going to get an original Lion-O.
I know.
We might get
if we get Will Friedle again, that would be kind of entertaining, but I don't think we will.
I mean,
he's painting miniatures and being adorable.
He is. Yeah, I saw that the other day. Apparently, he's a big old nerd, which I'm all for.
He's been a massive nerd.
I didn't know
His best friend is Max from the Goofy movie.
That's awesome. So yeah, if you're a hardcore Thundercats fan and you somehow feel that this cartoon
has slighted you,
I'm gonna tell you
Ribbit.
that there are these things in the world. I don't know if you're aware of them, Amy. I know you're aware of them.
I might be aware.
You're a big practicer and observer of these. They're called priorities, okay? And if your priorities are going after a new cartoon when you should be, not dying as a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Turtles in the Half Shell, Turtle Power.
If your priorities are going after a cartoon that's a remake of something from your childhood because it isn't exactly the way your childhood was, then you have no sense of what the importance of priorities are. Am I supposed to there? Oh god. I'm sick and tired of fanboys coming in saying stop,
Pizza!
changing my XYZ. Stop changing my Captain America. Stop changing my Thundercat. Stop changing my Superman, Batman, so on and so forth. I'm
a lot, Madison.
Okay,
I totally can. Oh no!
Slim balls. That said slim balls. I assume he meant slime balls, but
It could be
said
slim balls.
Slim balls. I mean,
maybe he's just encouraging people with slimmery.
That's true.
So also, I would like to just kind of drag this out that Kevin Eastman is the nicest person that you will probably ever get to meet. I've got one of the nicest comic book creators that I have ever met. He's just genuine. He does love his fanboys and his fandoms.
Well, there's nothing wrong with being a fan.
And there's nothing wrong being with fanboy either, but just knowing where to draw your line.
It's like fanboys becoming, it used to be a badge of honor, and now fanboy is almost becoming...
Exactly!
It's becoming a negative thing.
IDEF, you are... I'm gonna ask you to, keep pronouncing your name. Yeah, if we stay with the status quo, there's no growth, there's no change, so let's change it.
Can you say that again for the people in the back, and then can you tweet that, and then tag us, and then retweet it?
We will retweet. If you post, holler, tag us, Capeless Ones, we got you.
Yeah, because that's...
LDEF. El Diferente.
It's true. I mean, if we don't do... There was
Sorry, it's a lowercase L.
There was a recent interview with this with an older gentleman he has probably one of the largest comic book collections I've ever heard of. Literally, I believe it was in the hundreds of thousands of comics that he has collected, and he's been reading them since he was a kid. And he said, he's excited for changes that come to comic books and that upset the status quo because he has every book that Tony Stark was ever Iron Man in. And
is he ready to turn and face the strange?
He's ready for something new. He's ready for something so he loves Riri. Oh god, how are you supposed to dodge those? You
put your shell up?
I can't.
Because you're not Mikey?
Oh god.
Oh, that feet! It's like Battletoads.
Am I supposed to be jumping these?
Oh, I think so.
Anyway,
there's a squid.
Oh god.
What is that alien?
That's a face hugger xenomorph. If I ever. Oh, am I supposed to dodge these?
You're dead. Oh, it's from the movie. That's how you're supposed.
Hey, where am I?
That berry. See, that berry is all on top.
Where
of
are my mods at? Ban Kate Berry. She's Oh, crap, I didn't hit continue. I thought I hit continue.
No, you didn't. You got distracted.
Well, let's try this again.
Predator. It's a pizza alien.
So, you see, yeah, so...
It's not just Riri. It's Manderson. It's not just Riri, okay? The only thing constant in life is change. And if you stick to all you know, you're going to end up like the crazy people inside the wall. I think that was the village. What was it? The movie.
Okay, I was about to say, I'm like the Source Wall, the Pink Floyd Wall, the Berlin Wall. I mean, Berlin Wall, that's kind of an accurate representation of getting stuck in a certain way. So,
nostalgia is acceptable, but you also understand there is space for growth and renewal. It is like, and I wish Skip and Tosh was in the chat because he knows, there was a bro that walked in, you are a cookie. That was a cookie turtle. That was amazing.
Was it a chocolate turtle?
Maybe. Those are yummy. There was a guy that walked into the shop when Skip and Tosh was in there with me at Empire's Comics Vault.
Hey.
And he was super upset. This was before Last Jedi came out. Super upset that the new Star Wars stories and the new Star Wars movies were not specifically 100% about the Skywalker family. Now, this gets even more in depth because this gentleman, who was much over the age of 30, mind you, I don't have any problem with the age, whatever age you are. This gentleman had not read any of the EU, any of the books. He had not seen anything aside from the original trilogy, and that was it. And he hated everything else and went on a 45-minute tirade because the store was closing and I kicked him out about how it was unacceptable that we were seeing any other story aside from the one that was specifically for the Skywalkers. Yes, said the Star Trek fan. Trekker. Anyway. Yes, K-Berry, get it. So, needless to say, there is space for growth and for change. You don't have to like it.
Well, there goes that.
You are turning into cookies everywhere, dude, and all I'm going to want to do is make turtle sugar cookies when I go home.
And I'm being 100% honest, I disagree on basically everything that the Comicsgate people say. I agree with them. I disagree with them on basically every front, except for this idea that the market will. I mean, the market in most instances, the market does not correct itself. I mean, look at our economy. But when it comes to pop culture and movies and comic books, if it's good and you buy it, and you tell people about it, it will succeed. If you don't like it and you don't watch it, and other people don't like it and don't watch it or read it, then it's going to go away. So if you don't like it, don't turn on Cartoon Network. Don't DVR it. Was your life missing a Thundercats or anything? Was your life missing anything?
Was your life missing the original My Little Pony? How about the Care Bears? I hear everybody making a big stink about Thundercat. I don't know why you can't hit the buzzy guy.
But I mean,
but let's look at it honestly. That the My Little Pony got remade.
Yeah.
No offense.
Much more popular.
Yeah, an 80s My Little Pony, a little scary. Like more anatomically correct ponies. Hey, but some days that's just a lot of snout. DuckTales, woo.
So I bring up the example because of what I'm playing right now. So I'm playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which has had so many iterations, and they are completely.
Some of them are good, and some of them are bad.
Unrelated.
Some of them never speak
some were more kid friendly. Some were darker.
Some people don't speak of. They show up. The TMNT showed up in a Teen Titans Go episode. Mm-hmm. They have been and Darkwing Duck showed up in the new DuckTales as well. I mean, this is. If you love something, it will live on in some way, shape, or form. And when the new Care Bears comes out, I might be the first one to protest because I didn't like them to begin with. Also, the fact that Baxter didn't turn into a fly in the last movie, which was tragic.
I still never saw either of the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I know they were supposed to be disappointments.
Wait, the Shadow one or the one that?
Either.
Well, I saw the new one with Donnie and the big giant glasses. Their Mikey was solid too.
Yeah,
I didn't see the most recent one.
I wanted to see the live action one. The new live action ones were basically just 98% CGI. Just because even I'm a glutton for punishment. I watched all of the Transformer movies because I like watching giant robots.
Because they were more than meets the eye.
Even if the story is not well done, I still like watching giant robots. And so I'm down to check those out. Which again is an example of people keep paying for it, and the studios keep being like, yeah, we're making a profit, so we're going to keep making these movies. Whereas all the outrage about if these Transformer movies are so bad and these TMNT movies are so bad, why aren't the fanboys focusing on that? Why are the fanboys so obsessed with a Thundercats cartoon?
Well, let's be honest, because TMNT wasn't first a cartoon, was it?
No, it was a comic book.
Yeah,
and then wore red.
This cave is scary. Yeah, well, I agree with Drew in going as long as they don't touch my gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere.
100%. That's a
high adventure that's beyond compare. They are the gummy bears.
You don't touch the gummy bears.
But I can appreciate that on that turn, DuckTales, the new one, has done really well. It reimagined itself but maintained its original roots. The Tennant has done really lovely as Scrooge, which is more entertaining to tell people. And as Lizard Wizard pointed out, Lin-Manuel Miranda is Gizmo Duck.
I have not watched any of it, and
So
I don't understand why, because it's got everything that I want.
It's
and more.
everything, and Darkwing Duck made a cameo appearance.
I'm down with that.
And of course, it's Jim Cummings, and it was actually Darkwing Duck. And let's say that we got dangerous.
Speaking of cameos, ham-fisted Seguin. Wow,
Hey.
I'm getting my shell handed to me. So there is rumor of a potential villain / cameo.
A large?
And yeah, it's going to be pretty big if it happens, in the upcoming Spider-Man Homecoming sequel.
Two.
Dose. So, first off, as far as cameos are concerned, there's a rumor going around that Michael Keaton will reprise his role as the Vulture, which makes sense. They set it up for that. They why can I not?
Did he live long enough to see himself become a villain when he was always a hero?
I mean, he was never a hero.
Yeah, he was. He was the Dark Knight.
Oh god, I was like, did you watch Spider-Man Homecoming? I get your point now. So yeah, so we've got a potential return of Michael Keaton's Vulture,
Which was beautiful.
which was perfect. In other news, though,
News?
our boy Jake Gyllenhaal, I haven't heard much from him in a while. Nightcrawler was weird. Jake Gyllenhaal is supposedly in talks to play Mysterio in an upcoming Spider-Man sequel. So
He was one of my favorites.
Mysterio?
Yes.
Yes, Mysterio has always been my favorite. So Mysterio is actually the cause of one of the greatest comic books I've ever read. So, this isn't necessarily a deep cut, but for those of you who didn't know...
Spoilers if your buns have not read the book that we're speaking of.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
If you ever
Since I
read
could hold my head up high.
Old Man Logan...
The original one, not the ongoing.
Yes, the original book that inspired a lot of the Logan movie. The original Old Man Logan comic book. God! The events that actually led Wolverine... Because in that comic, Wolverine is actually the reason the X-Men are gone. He killed them. And what had happened was Mysterio being able to fool his sense of smell and all of his other... what are these? Senses. He's able to... basically mask all of his senses and made Wolverine think that they were being attacked by all these villains when in fact he was murdering the X-Men.
He was fighting them all off.
So basically,
Sorry, Lizard Wizard.
Mysterio single-handedly
is responsible for the death of almost every single X-Men.
Yes, in the Old Man Logan story, which was
the original. It wrecks people.
Yeah, God. So Mysterio, or if you watch the classic 90s cartoon, which I know, you nostalgia kids, where you at? The dude with the dome, the purple cape, and the green scales.
He's the fishbowl.
He's the fishbowl. Mysterio.
He's the fishbowl, the caped fishbowl.
He's the caped fishbowl, the master of illusion. Is rumored to be the villain for the next movie, and it's rumored to be they're talking to Jake Gyllenhaal, which I think...
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal. Okay, how are you supposed
to... Maybe you can time that. Not like that. Is this the just lay down and take it section? Jump.
Okay, so
Jump.
Okay.
Jump, baby, jump.
Okay.
Oh!
No, well, at least
the jellyfish predator things are back.
I just gotta dodge these guys. Because I wasn't able to hit them before, so I'm just gonna dodge them.
Move, fish. Nope. Whoa. Get out the way.
Oh, God.
Get out the way, fish. Get out the way. Move, fish. Get out the way. Old Man Logan. Yeah, that's the Mysterio we all know. Old Man Logan was set in Sacramento, right? My friend said something about that.
I wouldn't doubt it, actually.
Yeah, the original. You made it! The original Battle World one, yeah. The original storyline is supposed to be somewhere in the valley. It's not supposed to be Sacramento outright.
He travels to either Reno or Las Vegas at one point.
Very good. And it's supposed to be the bowl. So yeah. Okay. Break point. Hit the break point.
Break point.
Point break. Point break. Come on, Keanu!
Okay, I can't tell where the missiles are aiming.
Oh! Whoa! What the French toes? Your toes! He's so comically adorable. Wait, were you supposed to, kaboom this, bro?
I'm supposed to hit the front. Dang it. Wow. I'm not good at judging. This is where I dumped all my quarters.
Sorry, Gay Barry. I will try to be quieter. No, it's fine. Oh, yes. So we're excited for Mysterio. I'm not gonna lie. I'm super excited for that. I wasn't almost as excited as Alfred Molina playing Doc Ock because I love Alfred Molina.
I thought he was great.
Because if I was a rich man, all day long, I'd bitty bitty bum. If I was a wealthy man.
What?
Alfred Molina reprised the role of I almost said Tevye. I think that is. Yeah. For Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep, on Broadway.
After
cool. Zero Mostel.
Oh, come on.
Who is Zero Mostel is one of my favorites.
Jesus.
So...
In other news, we also got a look at a couple of new costumes this week from multiple DC characters.
Yes.
So we saw a new Catwoman. Very, as we put it, very...
dominating.
Very Pfeiffer-esque.
Yeah, Pfefferino.
Puppuccino.
She looked lovely. There's a lack of stitching, silver stitching. Not silver spoons, silver stitching. That's a callback in case anyone's paying attention. And I think it looks nice.
Yeah.
I think it'll match her up nicely. The one we saw that we talked about was Supergirl.
Supergirl, yes. Who in her next story, in the next
who was designed by George Jimenez.
Yes. He gave us a sneak peek at 4 different costumes because apparently she is going to be doing some space travel. And her suit is going to adapt depending on where she is located. So we had like a one that looked very like Death of Superman, like black and silver, but was a hood. It was awesome.
It looked like a hoodie.
At one point, like a sleeveless hoodie with like red pants. He said that this is not a permanent costume change. This is basically in her new adventures. Oh God, can I like?
Oh,
I could have done that the whole time. Are you kidding me?
I love that he's still so confused.
So we saw these. They're on Twitter. We'll probably
They're also on his Instagram because I follow Senor Jimenez. Also, if you speak Spanish, it will help you because he is from Spain.
I didn't know that. So they look great. I'm actually really excited for it. I might actually read a Supergirl comic for once.
In your life, you've found someone who needs you.
If you're talking about Supergirl, maybe.
Once you can say, "This is mine," you can't take it. No long as you have love, you can make it.
Hey!
So, yeah, I'm really excited about that. Do we have any other news besides me just going, jump over that thing? Flash!
Yes. So, apparently...
Okay. First, the sewers in the world. This bro is probably going, like, with some crazy... Oh, that was shot to the heart. I think you might...
He's
that
to
guy
blame.
might, yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
He's giving your toes a bad name.
So, in other news, apparently...
There's parents.
I don't think this makes any sense, but the 0 Year story, written, of course, by Scott Snyder in the New 52 Batman series...
Which was good.
Which was great. Apparently, the next season of Gotham is going to do an interpretation of said story, which the next season of Gotham is going to be the last one. We do have an article about that on our news section at thecablescrusaders.com. Hey, if you go to our news archive on the news and blog page, you can read a little bit more about it. That being said, 0 Year, really great story. Don't know why they would want to go that route with the Gotham show, other than it's very Jim Gordon heavy. And Gotham is very Jim Gordon. Wow, I'm awful. Gotham is very Jim Gordon heavy, so I guess it makes sense.
Did you just explode his house?
I just exploded the Rat King.
Yay! And he got no more rafts. Yay! Cowabunga.
So I have not watched any Gotham personally.
I liked the Selena Kyle that was there. She was cute.
Am I already at the Technodrome? Wow.
Yeah. Let's kick shell.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, the wizard knows. The wizard be of knowledge and an ability to
Thanks,
do
April.
stuff.
Why are you everywhere telling me to fight? That's kind
because
of weird.
April O'Neil likes to be in the center of it all. Didn't you see Megan What's-Her-Face?
Megan Fox?
Yeah.
No, remember I said I didn't see the movies. I need to.
Gotham is a great show. What?
I mean, I know a lot of people that enjoyed it. I didn't. It didn't grab me, but I wasn't also like offended by it. You know, there's also just so many shows at this point. Like there's so many like good and bad things. Like it's it's too much. Like I really want to check out Runaways. I still haven't gotten a chance to check out Runaways.
I haven't started Legion.
I haven't started Legion. I've heard great things about it.
I've heard nothing but great things about Legion.
I gave up on Arrow, Flash, and Supergirl, not because they were necessarily bad. They weren't the best, but there's too many. There's too much. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I read the plot, breakdowns.
You haven't done Legends?
No, I love Legends of Tomorrow because it's fun, but I've not been like, oh, this story is important to my life. I haven't even done season 2 of Jessica Jones, It's just
I haven't either.
There's just so much going on, on a weekly basis. Like, it's tough. It's tough to catch up on all of it, so...
On top of reading comic books and being awesome, and, we're not paid yet to just do this on our all-time.
We're almost there. So, I don't know.
Pardon me.
So, yeah, it's just another thing to add on to the I can't, take the time to...
Sooner or later, there will be the time, but it will be one of those, just happens.
Yeah. Oh, they're like Putty Patrol coming out of the ground. That's another. I need to catch up on that.
That's another good series too.
Yeah, the Power Rangers comic is so great right now. I'm about, I think, 5 issues behind.
Is that Shredder on the TV?
Yeah, he's
with
like,
thumbs up.
He's like, yeah.
He's like, hey, he's doing a Fonz. That's really weird.
Oh God.
Oh, did you
knew that. I knew that door did that too.
Oh, Toka. Look at them. Oh, they're still so ugly. Toka. Why can't you force them into the beanies? Why can't you?
Right? Apparently these are evil force fields.
What? You don't watch Flash? Drew, if you want to have questions about Flash and or Batman Beyond, I would send you over to our lovely compatriot, Tall, Dark, Not Ugly, on everything, and his compatriots also over at the beautiful Nerd On podcast, and they're both not in the chat now.
I think, isn't Manderson or Steve still?
Rude? Pardon? I'm rude? Say what? I don't know. Is Manderson all caught up in the channel on Flash?
I don't know.
Manderson. Yeah. Fun fact.
Yes.
About Ninja Turtles and my relation to the Capeless Crusaders. The first...
This is a fun fact.
This is a fun fact. The first episode that I ever did with the Capeless Crusaders was actually a crossover episode for Empire's Comics Vault presents Crack in the Vault, or Crack in the Vault as they're affectionately known. We did a mock trial variation, or it was more moot court, technically. It wasn't mock trial. It's a moot court about who was the best turtle. And I ended up with not my favorite turtle, but I felt like he was my favorite turtle. I ended up with Mikey. My personal belief, of course, is that Donnie is the best turtle. Because he's Donnie. He's tech. He keeps trucking. And after the injustice that they did him, and then brought him back, in the books. Anyway, yeah, I won the argument. Still.
Amy made a fair point, and it was not just us being like, hey, we're gonna, steal you from this other podcast. We legitimately thought she made the best points.
Which actually was really fun to listen to, because the person that had my favorite turtle failed to actually maintain a good argument besides, well, I say he's the best, therefore he's the best. There was I went into depth about not just impact that Mikey had on the team, but on society as well, and how he is the continued representation of youth, even though he might be dated, just a touch.
It's like an Azorian One style essay over there.
I know, it was. It was like 2.5 pages, and I came with it. And then I think it was me, and then the guy that had Wrath, too, was the other guy that you were for. You guys were for, which both of us, we had ended up with not our favorite turtles. So, it worked out. The best Wahlberg, too. Would we say Donnie is the best Wahlberg?
I mean, they're the Wahlbergs. I'm kind of... Yeah, I'd say Donnie's the best. All right, I'm going to give this one more try, and then...
We play some Donkey Kong?
No, I think we're gonna have to call it.
I want to call it Donkey Kong Country. Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Hey. So does chat have any other questions? Because we're pretty much like...
No, that was all the news topics that we really wanted to copy. Oh, Deadpool 2 did, of course, dethrone Avengers Infinity War. Not that anyone was going to be surprised by that. Because Avengers Infinity War was on its, fourth week? I mean, it's going to go down eventually.
Well, I could also do a baby review because I've seen it more than...
Do a baby spoiler-free review.
Oh,
that's... Because I've already had some of it spoiled. I've not had a chance to see it yet. I know.
What did you have spoiled? Was it me?
No. I'm not going to say it because I know my wife is in the chat and I don't want to spoil it for her because it was actually her dad who spoiled it for me. He's like, oh yeah, don't worry about it. I won't spoil anything. There's just this really funny line this one character says. And then he says the character and I'm like, I didn't know that character was in this movie. And he's like, oh, but I won't say his line because that's the spoiler. And I was like,
wait.
No, the spoiler was that he's even there. So, yeah,
Oh.
I'll talk to you about it after.
Because we don't talk about that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, so
that we don't talk about that. So
so spoiler-free baby review.
Yeah. So baby review. Deadpool 2 builds on most of the premise that Deadpool 1 picked up. I know Skip and Tosh actually got to see it. He said that some of the jokes were a little stale. He felt personally some of the jokes were a little stale. I appreciated that film 1 was a love story. And film 2 is a family movie. So, the underlying arc of the entire movie is the concept of family.
Wow, did I really die that fast?
Yes.
Yes, concept of family.
The concept of family. We've got some great one-liners. There's some unexpected surprises. There are some fantastic cameos that no one ever sees coming. There is a lot of... not as much bodily humor as you would expect, but it was good. What else? So when it comes down to it, I came up with a really terrible tagline if I was ever going to write an article about it, and it's not really telling, but it's summers come. Don't forget your suit. Because most of the time we're going to have people in and out of different suits. Cool. I recommend it. It's fun. It's a giddy romp.
I've heard wonderful things. I've heard it lended well to the themes and humor already established by the first one. I mean,
there's callbacks to the first movie in a couple of instances. There are jokes from the first movie that are seen in fruition in the second movie. Yes, Negasonic Teenage Warhead is still there. She looks fantastic. There are shout-outs to... There's a lot of fourth wall breakage. Raph, you gotta get yourself some pizza, bro.
Yeah, he's not doing too hot. I might have been a bad choice. I think this character is cursed. I think this was a bad
he's so angry. Unless you're constantly angry, I don't think you can play him.
I mean, I'm getting pretty angry at this game.
So, if you are of age...
spoil one thing for me. Because I for some reason heard that there was not. Was there a Stan Lee cameo?
There is.
Okay, that's all I needed to know. Don't tell me what it is. For some reason, someone had said that this was the first one without one in a while, and I didn't believe it.
He's there, but the thing is you actually have to keep an eye out for him because it's not traditional.
So it's just subtle.
Yeah, it's not traditional.
Cool, I'm down with that.
Chat, do you have any questions for us? We can have Crusader Q&A real quick while he's still alive.
Yeah.
Get
your 2 questions in before I go down.
You're switching. Well, I'd like to see, even if this fails, for you to swap out and do a Donnie run and do a Mikey run, just to see who fares better.
Gotcha.
I know VGB's in the chat somewhere, but I can't tell who it is.
Smeared up.
It might not be Senior Webb, because Senior Webb should be traveling the high seas. High seas a good juice.
As in he's traveling or he's playing...
he's pirating things.
Pirate, yeah.
What is Squirrel Pool's origin currently? Do we have a Squirrel Pool? We don't have a Squirrel Pool. We have a venomized...
Yeah.
We have a venomized Squirrel
Gwen Pool.
And we have a Gwen Pool. And a Venom Pool. But no Squirrel Pool. So unfortunately... There is no origin for Squirrel Pool except if it is in your head. Because then that's just cranberries, because it's in your head. In your head.
Got it. That's the joke. I was confused what the joke was. Speaking of Venomized, the current Venom comic that just started from Stegman and Donny Cates. If you are into Venom in any way, shape, or form, it is fantastic. If you are into Beowulf in any way, shape, or form, it is fantastic. If you're into Cthulhu and Lovecraftian storytelling in any way, shape, or form, it is fantastic. It focuses on Eddie Brock and the Venom symbiote are back together, but now we've
best friends forever.
Yeah. Yay. But they follow the whole Venom Space Knight thing that turns out the symbiote is not just a simple thing. It's an ancient alien race. They serve a purpose, the Clintar. And we've come to find out that there are other symbiotes on Earth. There were other symbiotes a lot longer before Spider-Man actually encountered Venom. And they were actually being trained and used by the government. The eyes got squished to create Venomized soldiers. And so Venom is basically hired to like track down these soldiers and help their Clintar heal and save the soldiers' lives themselves, because the government is about to just kill the soldiers because they've been connected to the symbiotes for way too long. It is beautiful. The art is just phenomenal, and it just
Luke Bill is a regular and does pick up that, so
yes.
I trust that.
Yeah, I've liked everything they've been doing with Venom. Everywhere, Agent Venom, Venom Space Knight, everything with Flash Thompson, and now that he's back with Eddie Brock, like I really enjoy it, and it actually in a weird way makes me excited for the Venom movie, despite my
apprehensions of how moist the CGI and the mask look.
I mean, if you imagine the oily being coming onto your body, he's or attaching himself to your body, he's
oily.
Probably gonna be a little moist. Oh god!
You're doing great, Donnie. Don't stop till you get enough.
I have to jump over the big. Yep. Ha ha!
Ha-hoo! How you doing?
I feel like I don't move as fast with him.
You don't, but the thing that you're making up for is reach.
The reach. I was about to say the reach he's got is phenomenal. I realize Raph is all in the middle of everything, but his reach was very poor.
Well, also, I like to think about it in this regard that Donnie needs to stay somewhat at a distance. Get out of the hole.
Because his face is delicate.
No, because he is, when push comes to shove, he's the brain.
It's true. I just smacked away that ninja star. I didn't know I could do that.
Get out the way of the ball, bro.
Hey,
Stay away from that giant blue ball. You've encountered two already.
Oh god.
Friends, how many of us have them? Friends. Ones we can depend on.
Oh, come on, guys. Why are these white ones so freaking... These Foot Klansmen over here. These white Foot Klansmen. Wow, the reach on those friggin' nunchucks.
Is...
Bananas.
Bananas. Was there anything else that the chat wanted to know? I think they're mostly being quiet.
I think we were... that was pretty much... I mean, that was all the news that... The big news that really...
I mean, we had some people get married over the weekend. You had some people get married. There's this giant thing about a soldier and the actress. And they got married.
Got it. I was wondering, where are you going with this?
They got married.
There was way too many royal wedding jokes at the wedding I was at. I was kind of like, oh, we get it. It's a famous wedding. Whoa. They just, rounded up all the homeless people and dropped them out of downtown to make it look nice. Moving on.
Which is usually consistently what they do.
That's what they do here.
Yep. Why is he so sticky?
Because he's a fly.
Oh, is he sticky to rock a rhyme, a rhyme on time he's sticky?
I don't think that's the line.
I know. Sticky. Anyone who want to grab a drink after this? Unfortunately, I have work tomorrow. And to put more frogs in my special case. Mikey or Mickey. That's Mickey. Hey, Mickey.
You're so fine.
You're so fine. You blow my mind. Hey, Mickey. Hey, Mickey. It seems like you're doing better with Donnie, which just seems to be proving the point that the reach, you being super smart, is the added bonus.
That's true.
If you were to recommend only one comic book movie for someone who has never seen a comic book, has never read a comic book in their life,
Ooh.
what would you recommend?
This is the kind of stuff that we need. Engaging new oh wow, I got smeared up against a dumpster. So what? I was out of So never read a comic book. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Never read a comic book.
They're a babe to comic book community, comic book society. I'll come to you and say, Barry, my most trusted friend, my most special confidant. I trust in your decisions. I'm ready to take this leap. I don't believe whatever Manderson says. Your wife seems pretty cool. I could trust her too. But I'm coming to you first.
I have two, and it would depend on the person.
Okay.
Because I would need to get a little bit of background information. For example, are they into crime, noir, realistic drama? Then in that case,
where you're going.
I would give them Batman Begins.
Nice. Okay.
Just because it's the whole point of it is it was set in a world that was believable. So it would be easy for someone who might be a fan of otherwise like other types of drama and crime movies to make that transition.
Okay.
Now, if you're more apt to like war movies, period piece, I think Captain America: First Avenger would be a solid one, just because it's again kind of believable. It's it's just, hey, this is happening in the backdrop of World War II. It doesn't need a lot of background. He's pretty straightforward, pretty wholesome. Mm-hmm. So I would go.
You don't have to turn it off when someone under the age of 13 walks into the room.
Exactly. So I would probably go with those two, just as 100% novice. Or there's always other graphic novel interpretations that...
and Luke Bills pointed out he would recommend The Watchmen.
I was just about to say Watchmen or V for Vendetta would be good, because they're great movies, and they're not reliant on a heavy comic knowledge or heavy comic background or a comic universe that has already been established over 10 years. They're standalones in the purest sense of the word. Mm-hmm. What about you?
The first one that I thought of really would have been Iron Man. I mean, we're starting at the beginning, but it's somebody that you can kind of flesh out, feel exactly who the bad guy is, who the good guy is. You don't have to know next to anything. That's what made it such a great anchor for the Marvel Studios to begin with.
Right.
My other one actually would have been Watchmen, because the first time you watch it, it's either that or like if you went for Sin City, you're talking the same type of strain. But Watchmen feels like even if you don't know what's going on, you can start piecing it together. And if you are much more mature and willing to take that chance, you will find a lot of depth, and it's really good. And then again, it really it really matters. So last up is Mikey, right?
Mikey, then I'm done.
Yep. So again, it really would depend on the person,
right.
which is a great way to look at it, though, because if it was like a mom came to me and goes, hey, I want to get into like I want to do that thing so I can talk to my children.
Why does your mom voice sound like the Chipotle kid from Vine? Oh my god, Chipotle.
Chipotle is my life.
That's how your mom voice sounds.
Oh my gosh, because my normal mom voice is frightening.
It's because you're an actual
I'm a mom. Because I'm a real mom. The mom voice is me telling you to go to bed.
I'm tired. I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, I know. You'll just be like, sleepy. But if there was another mom that came to me that had no idea where to start,
right?
I know she would drool 100% over Cap, which she would fall in love with that story and then wonder about what happened to Peggy, which would lead her probably to Carter, the Peggy Carter series, which then she would end up feeling heartbroken about finding out, about Bucky and everybody else. So that leads her farther down the rabbit hole than necessary. But if she's got the problem where the kids won't go to sleep, but they're having family movie night, you could get away with Iron Man because it's still somewhat
Why
acceptable.
are you so difficult to kill? Yes.
Because he's tiny.
Apparently so.
It actually does sound like her mom. Thanks. Actually, it kind of does sound like my mom. That's true. But in the same term, if it was like, there was, what was it? I was at a baby shower. I told you I was at the baby shower. I'm sorry. I'm going to be repeating it. I was at a baby shower, and there was a 4-year-old who would not talk to anybody, but was sporting a really sweet Avengers shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone was kind of muted out except for Spider-Man. I asked him if Spider-Man was his favorite. And he's like, mm-hmm. And of course, because nerdy, big, giant, confident women are scary, he was hiding. Which I can't blame, he's 4. So he's using stranger danger. It's great. So I asked him and got to talk to him a little bit. And he had mentioned that the Spider-Man he liked was from TV. So he's talking about the XD variation.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But if I was going to give him a Spider-Man to start with, I would rather give him Tom Holland than Toby.
Yeah, 100%.
So, knowing your demographic helps. Yes, I know I'm very intimidating, Luke Bell. I'm a big scary bear.
I think Mikey might be done sooner than later.
If you get up to 66, then you have literally ended up exactly where Donnie did too. Eat the pizza! Oh, I think you've gotten more than Donnie did. He's just the one that won't go. M-Head. Metalhead?
Machine?
Monster Head? All of these sound terrible.
Okay.
Mirror Head? Mighty Head?
Weird.
Monkey Head? Mutant Head? Mysterious Head? Mutilated Head?
All right, I think they get the
Moniker
idea.
Head?
It's an M.
Mr. Head?
Oh, well.
Metalhead! I wanted Mr.
Mikey
Head.
dead.
Mikey dead. Mr. Metalhead. That should be your handle. Can we change you from being the doctor? You're Mr. Metalhead. Dr. Metalhead. The new handle for Dr. Barry on all the things, on all the things, on all the things.
I don't want to go that way. That'd be weird.
To Mr. Metalhead?
Yeah.
Sounds like you're Mr. Napkin Head from The Holiday.
Oh, that was my favorite. I'm pretending Napkin Head. Anyway.
Smoking's really bad for you.
So that is about going to wrap it up for this week's episode of The Capeless Crusaders. Thank you for sticking around. Thanks for hanging out while we're playing the Turtles and talking some news. We appreciate everyone in the chat hanging out, chatting away. If you liked what you saw and you're new to the channel,
or you want to see something completely different because it'll be different next time as well.
There's a follow button up above that you can tap and you can hit and you can be like, yeah, I like these guys. I want to follow them. Or if you want to support us, there's a subscribe button. You can give us a little bit of money. Hey, if you have Amazon Prime, you can link it to your Twitch account. And then you can subscribe to one channel every month for free. Yes, it's not actually free because you're already paying for Amazon Prime, but it is not on top of your Amazon account. So that can help support us a little bit. Or if you're on YouTube, hey, welcome from the past. Like, comment, subscribe down below. Hey, if you're listening to audio, I apologize for the fact that I was playing a video game this entire time, but you did hear a lot of rambling, so you can have that.
I am a flibberty gibbet, and I am proud of it.
If you go to thecapelesscrusaders.com, there's a big button that says Become a Patron. You can join our Patreon. You can throw us a little bit of money every month, which helps us out buying equipment, going to shows, doing all these things.
It'll help build a bigger and better, brighter tomorrow for you.
Yeah, and us. So, thank you for hanging out for the Capeless Crusaders. My name is David Barry at Dr. Barry. I don't know why I keep eating these on varying social media platforms. We literally had 0 drop frames this entire time.
This is fantastic.
Yeah, last week we dropped like
all of them.
1,500. Anyway,
all of them.
I'm joined by Vegas Knights fan.
Yeah, it's all about my flower. I know, he's great. This is Amy. You can find me at IJNewRobot on all the social media except for the no-no ones that we don't talk about because that's not me. Yeah, no, it's seriously not me. If you are feeling feisty, please, of course, drop by Computer Booter. Where are they located? In Citrus Heights?
Yes. I don't know the address.
The retro game and video lounge.
Yes.
You can,
and computer repair shop.
and computer repair shop. They buy? I know they sell a whole bunch of retro games. I need to
I don't know.
drop in. They've got
We should find
VR. You could totally play out.
And if you're interested, mention us. Get 10% off your purchase.
Hey, or if you're feeling feisty, drop over to Empire's Comics Vault. Look at 1120 Fulton Avenue, Sweet K. Sweet K, because that's how I say it every Monday, but every Wednesday, of course.
Free. New comic. Not free comic book day. New comic book day. You're throwing me off with all this.
My flippity gibbet bibbity babbity.
I'm sweaty from the turtles.
But you're eating the frogs.
Yeah.
It's all about them amphibians.
Anyway, for Tall, Dark, Not Ugly on everything, aka Tom and
we
his
love you, bro.
Nerd on Bros for the
And
son
sister.
of
I see you, girl.
Oh yeah, for the son of Mander, aka Manderson, and the Azorian one, Anthony is Steves, and of course Skip and Tosh, Curtis Fisher at Come the Morning at Existential Romeo at Darth Vader at the Fade Club at so and so forth. For
Everybody, and for you guys in chat, because we like you too.
everybody, including the Capeless Crusaders. Good night.
Good night.